Hello again, internets! I'm the Irreligionist, and today I'm going to discuss religions. I know, it's very surprising. But unlike my other videos, this won't be a response video as much as a short discussion about why it is that I am an apostate asshat. So first, what is an atheist? An atheist is a person who disbelieves or lacks belief in the existence of God or gods. Being an atheist is not, however, an active position for most people. It is a non-polarized state, a default factory setting of non-belief. Many people, myself included, are born into a particular religion or faith. Our parents' beliefs often become ours before we have developed the necessary skills to think critically. Restoring the default settings of your mind to experience reality without a religious filter is the only necessary step to becoming an atheist. But it can be a hard step to take, especially for those whose entire worldview is predicated on the doctrines of their belief. This I know from personal experience. Being born into a Baptist family, I spent my youth learning scriptures in church services, vacation Bible school, and I even attended a private Christian school during my formative years. The things I learned quicker than any of the gospel quotes was that critical questions were generally frowned upon. Let's just say as a boy obsessed with dinosaurs, as many boys are, my line of questions wasn't a big hit with my preachers or school instructors. That was the beginning of my thinking about religion as being at odds with what science was offering. You know, evidence. But I wouldn't fully disconnect from the religion of my ancestors until I was in high school. The pivotal moment in my awareness came as my biology teacher, who happened to be deeply religious, refused to teach the chapter on evolution and instead had another science teacher do the lessons. This incident, to me, showed a fragility of the belief and an aversion to the evidence that had characterized much of the religious persons I had encountered in my youth. I decided there, not to be an atheist, but to ask every question and learn as much as I could about as much as I could. A journey I'm glad to say I'm still on to this day. A journey that hasn't led me anywhere near the doorstep of a god. Having many friends and family members that are deeply religious, I'm often asked, why don't you believe in God? The question I answer with, in return, the more important question I feel, is why do you believe in God? The way many people would answer this question tells a lot about the various motivations of people in regards to their religious views. Many people will say that they believe because it gives them hope and comfort of the hereafter. Some will say they fear judgment or punishment and strive to live a godly life. Some say it simply makes sense to them. In most of these cases, religion serves as either an answer to a question, such as what happens when we die, or what is our purpose here, or it can act as a carrot on a stick, a reward of hope for the righteous. There are many religions in this world, each one striving to give purpose and order to the cosmos and trying to answer the questions humankind has always wrestled with. In the absence of evidence and scientific reasoning, the religions of the past offered placeholder explanations of our universe and a means to give believers a sense of purpose in their day-to-day lives. I do not begrudge people their beliefs or think them less intelligent for having them. In the light of reason and evidence, I simply see no question asked in life whose answer needs to be God. That is, I have yet to find a situation where God is the only causal factor that could possibly be applied. This healthy dose of skepticism doesn't make me better or worse than anyone, just critical. I'm not entrenched in my ideas, I simply go where evidence leads me. I'm easily convinced in that way. If the evidence is there, then so shall I be. For me, this life is simply too short to live in the shadow of an unproven deity or on bended knees before a magical tyrant. A magical tyrant that no real evidence has ever been found for. Of course, I could also discuss, at length, the many contradictions, logical fallacies, lack of evidence, scientific shortcomings, or outright fabrications perpetuated by religions, but that would circumvent the need to watch my videos, which you should totally do, after you finish this one, of course. For those interested in learning more about atheism, I would recommend watching some talks by the late, great Christopher Hitchens, or reading The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins, or maybe picking up a copy of Stephen Hawking's Universe in a Nutshell. Not because it's necessarily a book for atheists, but because it's fascinating. Also, some atheist channels: Logic, the masked debunker of mysterious mysteries; Thunderfoot, an actual scientist taking the piss out of creationism, and others. Another one of my favorite channels on YouTube is The Bible Reloaded. Hugo and Jake do movie reviews, read chick tracts, and even have a hilarious atheist Bible study. Do yourself a favor and sub these guys. They are all amazing. Alright, well that's about it for this one. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to unload. I'm always here. Except when I'm not. Then I'm somewhere else. Thanks for watching. Remember as always to have a science-tastic day.